very, very delicate. This woman, we don't know how long she has been married. We don't know how they got married. And it's only one side of the story we are hearing. However, we need to ensure that she knows the truth, which is she needs to discover herself. Because when a woman knows who she is, and you know what you are doing by yourself, for your family, if you have children, and your husband is now misbehaving, call him to order. It's not about fighting other ladies. Now, according to her story, she didn't make trouble with him when he was about to get the second wife, when she was still on the road as a side chick. And now, this lady is inside the picture now. She's now married or in, maybe either living together or living around them. And now she's the one making a whole hell of trouble. So the thing is, avoid trouble. Because if you know yourself, just avoid the other woman. Then because if you have discovered your own purpose, work with your own purpose. We will never on this station or any other place, I won't, and I know this station will not advise that you leave your marriage or you divorce your husband, but at least call him to order. Because we say it over and over that before you marry a man, marry somebody that you can call to order. Marry somebody that, he has someone you can always report to. So let there be that set of people around. If it's his parents, if it's his pastor or his imam, if it is his friends, there must be somebody he respects in the community, in the family. You can report him to those people and say, my husband is doing this and this and this. We have, I've been quiet all this long. Now she has married this person and this person is now causing an issue. Speak to her, speak to him. Or better still, go for counseling. Because the thing is, we are only hearing one side of the story, like I said earlier. So we have to be extremely careful. So boss lady, discover purpose. Do what is important for yourself. Because if you go and overthink about this issue, BP is real. Before you go and bury something you did not bargain for, and then if anything happens to you physically, they will go ahead with their life.
Exactly.
And then your children will now suffer. That's if you already have children. Then if you are not with children yet, what is the issue? What made him to look out? Is there anything you can do physically, spiritually, praying? I mean, when I say spiritually, I'm talking about prayers. Because a lot of people say, I'm praying for my husband. I'm praying about my marriage. But we are actually complaining and murmuring. If you really know how to do your prayers like you ought to, look at David. He prayed and prayed and prayed. He worshipped God. He thanked God severally. And things turned around for him. Several times he will have been killed. So we need to learn what tools to use to pull God's attention towards us, pull our spouses towards us. I'm sure that it's lack of understanding that led to all this. Because if you understand your husband, you know what makes him to tick. You won't go out to the extent of allowing him and you just keep quiet all along till he actually brings in a side chick as a wife. And now he's still going ahead. Because a lot of people actually settle for nonsense. Because if you don't know yourself, you just say, it's my husband, what will I do? Men are like that. And the man will now be, like a boss. Yes, I can do whatever I want. I can deal with this woman. I can, mess around. I can sleep with many. I can have her.
You want to give your husband peace. Because when you start trying to call them to order, they will say, my wife doesn't give me peace. I'm having high BP. Or my wife don't have action. Maybe you're a cool, gentle wife. Now they're looking for that one that has action. So what do you think?
That's why we should balance it.
Okay.
Hello, good evening, boss.
Her husband. And now the husband has brought in another woman that is fighting. And I also want to quote one of the callers that the woman did not fight. Truly, yes, it's true, the woman did not fight. And now another person is fighting. And maybe because the man didn't see something in the first wife, that was why he went for the second wife. Now, is it not supposed to be okay? Because if Madam 1 was calm, quiet, and couldn't fight, now you've gotten Madam 2 that is rugged, just the way you put it. She's very rugged. She's now fighting. So why is this man still going out?
The thing is, some men cheat because they want to cheat. They are not cheating because their wife lack anything. Because some men will say, oh, I want her fair and beautiful. Now you are married with fair and beautiful. You are married with busted and hip and all that. Yet they will look out because they want to. Either because naturally they feel they can get away with it. Or because there is a force pushing them. I think I've said it here before that some people, they think that, oh, when they are dating multiple girlfriends, you know, and when they now get married, they'll not become serious and committed to one person. It doesn't work like that. If you want to really be committed after marriage, you have to go for deliverance. And sometimes, you know, this thing can be in a man's life or in a woman's life, because it can be both ways. You can just say, oh, I want to be faithful to my husband, I want to be faithful to my wife, and be there for years. One way or the other, without God's help, that thing will come back, and before you know it, you are falling yakata inside sin again. So the fact that this woman, the first woman, did not fight for her marriage, doesn't mean that because there is not a fighter in the home, he will now automatically just become born again, serious, focused, and you know, ditch every other girlfriend. No, it's not like that. So he might still find something else, because the devil is very crazy and stupid and yes, knowledgeable. Because if you tell the devil or any other person that, oh, I want this in my life, even when a woman is actually worshiping you as a husband, when the devil wants to spoil your life and your career, he will still make you have ojukokoro, long throat. That you that said you want fair woman, all of a sudden it is not black woman that is attracting you again. Once you said this one is too quiet, by the time you see a troublesome person, you now say, oh, this one, her trouble is not too much again. It's not for you to go back to the one that is quiet. Exactly. The devil won't give you that option. Okay. Before you know it, you now say, let me look for another one. The ones in the house, they are somehow. Hey, I've tested them. Let me go and try another person. You go and carry extra problem again. Extra expenses, extra, you know, baggages.
Okay, and that is that. Right now, I think before we go for this musical break, and we'll come back for the next segment that will have the topic for today's